Hi, welcome to Mooney Reads. My name is Beck, and today I'm going to be talking about some of my first experiences with gay manga. So I started to get a little bit more into graphic novels, specifically LGBT graphic novels, at around October, November of last year. I read Bingo Love and Pumpkinheads, which has some LGBT rep, as well as Witch Boy, among other things. And I really kind of wanted to get into some manga that was similar. I went around and got some recommendations for LGBT manga and started to read quite a bit in December and January. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the ones that I found, what I liked, what I didn't like. One of the first ones that I read was Kase-San and Morning Glories. And let me tell you, this was exactly what my gay heart needed. This is basically pure lesbian fluff. I was really concerned getting into manga that there would be a lot of like fan service, lesbians written by and for straight men, which I'm not about, but this was pure and lovely. I read the next two as well, and I have the last two, as well as the first of Kase-San and Yamada, sitting on my bookshelves ready to be read. So I absolutely loved these. I gave them really high star ratings because they were just exactly what I needed. They were pure, wholesome lesbian fluff. So I highly recommend. The next one that I read, I don't really know if it would be considered manga or graphic novel, but it was in the manga section in the store that I got it from. It was Roadqueen, and this was honestly just really great, really adorable. It is definitely fluffy and tropey. It's like an enemies to lovers with lesbians on motorcycles. I don't know how you could get better than that. So it was absolutely great. I really, really love that one. But now we get into the territory of series that I didn't like. I tried to read Bloom Into You, and I was just really not feeling it. The main thing that I really had a problem with is the power dynamic. This is kind of a love story between, they're both kids, they're both in high school, but one is like a mentor. It also seems pretty clear to me that the other girl is probably Ace or Arrow Spectrum or something. Regardless, she wasn't 100% into the relationship, and I felt like there was a degree of coercion that I was just really not comfortable with. So I read the first two just because I bought them, but honestly, like, it made me uncomfortable. I can't finish the series, and I'm actually unhauling these. It was just really not my thing. The next one that I read that I wanted to talk about is My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, which I really connected with in certain regards. Not with every part of her story, but a lot of the mental health components. The feeling of needing to be exactly what people expect of you, to the point of kind of ruining your mental health and dissociating. It's too much. It's too real. But I really enjoyed this book, and I connected to a lot of pieces of it. This is the only one of these that I have that's actually nonfiction. It's a memoir. I also read my Solo Exchange Diary Volume 1. I did enjoy that. I didn't connect with it as much as My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, but it was still a good read, even though I don't have it. I had borrowed it from the library. I actually borrowed My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness from the library too, but I went and got myself a copy because I liked it so much. I have not read Volume 2 of my Solo Exchange Diary yet, just because I had to turn it back into the library. So I do want to get around to that at some point as well. The next one that I read was Our Dreams at Dusk, which is basically about this boy who is gay and is almost sort of outed and stumbles across kind of like an LGBT community center. And the first book is going through his story. I've only read the first two, and this goes along with another character's story. It's my understanding that each one at least follows a different character to a certain extent. I really like these. I think that they handle the content in them pretty well. I will say that there is definitely homophobia and transphobia present within them because they're dealing with that. In particular, the character that's highlighted in the second book struggles a lot with internalized transphobia and homophobia. But I'm really enjoying the series so far. I have 3 and 4 sitting on my shelf ready to be read. The last series that I looked into in December, January is Wandering Sun. One of my very best friends showed me the anime that this was based off of. First, I think they showed it at an LGBT club meeting, and then we watched bits and pieces together at least 2 other times. And thank goodness that she showed this to me, because this is just really adorable. This is the story of 2 friends, a trans girl and a trans guy. It starts, I think they're around 5th grade. It's them being friends and them figuring themselves out, and it's just really wholesome and good. It is probably a little bit closer to our dreams at Dusk in that it does deal with real life stuff. It's not pure fluff or anything like that. Literally the only problem with this is that the only versions in English of volumes 2 and 3, people are selling them online for $150 or more, and I just can't pay that much for manga. I'm glad that I can read them online though, so it isn't the hugest deal, but I just really prefer to have it, and the fact that it comes in hardback is super cool to me. I have volume 1, and then I have volumes 4 through 6. I think I intend on buying the other ones if I can. Obviously not 2 and 3 unless somebody magically decides to sell their copies for like $10. Those were the first LGBT mangas that I have had the chance to look over and read. If anyone has any manga recommendations, especially LGBT manga recommendations, please let me know. I would love to be able to read more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.